Shalom, brothers. This is GMS Wisconsin with Breakdown for Dummies. Today's lesson is going to be on how our bodies used to be to how it is today. Okay, you ready? Yeah. Genesis 6, 1 through 5. I'm going to explain this giant thing.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Right, the sons of God was nothing but was Israelites.
And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days.
Right, them giants was the so-called... Go ahead.
And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Okay, so we're going to end it on that, but the key point in this chapter was sons of God came into the daughters of man, which daughters of man were nothing but other nations. The sons of God were Israelites who had other Israelites that was mighty men, and we're going to show an example of after the mighty men came King Solomon, David, Saul, Jonathan his son, and how they had that mighty man strength. I'm going to give you examples of that, of people like Joshua and so forth, to explain these giants and these mighty men of renown. Okay, let's go to 2 Ezra 5 and 48.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 48. Then said he unto me, Even so have I given the womb of the earth to those that be sown in it in their names, in their times. For like as a young child may not bring forth the things that belong to the age, even so have I disposed the world which I created.
Right, you killed the giants. Keep going, go to 48. 54.
And I asked and said, Seeing thou hast now given me the way, I will proceed to speak before thee. For our mother, of whom thou hast told me that she is young, draweth now nigh unto age. He answered me and said, Ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, Wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature?
Right, that's the point. You ask a woman that brings forth kids, that if you go back to her ancient foreparents and her mothers who gave birth, like Mary and so forth, they gave forth men of renown, giants. So she basically telling you that what the women bringing are today are less of stature men.
And she shall answer thee, that they be born in strength of youth, are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, and otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you.
And that's the point right there. It tells you straight out that we are today less of stature than ones before us, because the earth felleth. So if the earth felleth today and the crops and so forth, the woman is the same thing of the earth, so her womb is felling too. So we're going to keep moving forward. And this killed that Nephilim story that G. Craig Lewis pushed out to all the churches and lying to the people. Baruch 3 and 26.
This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 26. These were the giants famous from the beginning.
See, these were the giants famous from the beginning, the one that G. Craig Lewis said that was in Genesis 6 and 1. Go ahead. And it's proved that the Apocrypha is a part of the scriptures.
That were of so great stature.
Right, they was of great stature, renowned men.
And so expert in war.
See, expert in war, mighty man.
Those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them.
Right, so he destroyed them because what? They became wicked. Because the Lord didn't give them the knowledge, the way of him.
But they were destroyed
Mm-hmm.
because they had no wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and perished through their own foolishness.
Exactly. Because being mighty and all that doesn't matter. Okay. Go on to the next one. What are we on, 4?
Yep.
Okay, Isaiah 16:7. And we got Joshua coming up. I'm sorry. 4 Psalms 82.
Psalms chapter 82. Is that verse 4, right?
82:6.
Psalms chapter 82, verse 6.
6-8.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Right, we are God. So the sons of God that lay with the what it say, the women of nations. And go to Genesis real quick. 62, because I gotta say it right. 6:1. It said the sons of God lay with.
The daughters that were born unto them.
Right. No, daughters of men.
Yeah.
Right. So the daughters of man was other nations. The sons of God was Israelites, and that's why 82 is proving it. One more time and say the verse, please.
Psalms chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes.
Exactly. That's why we go through the same thing everybody else goes through.
Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations.
Right, and that's what's going to happen with us. That's it. Okay, let's go to the next. Joshua 14:5. So we finna start giving examples of these mighty men and these men who had these amazing bodies and so forth.
Joshua chapter 14, verse 5. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. The children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Lord said unto Moses, the man of God, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea.
Mm-hmm. No, keep going.
40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea.
Right, so he telling you his age when he was dealing with Moses and so forth. Keep going.
To espy out the land.
Right.
And I brought him word again as it was in mine heart.
Go to 11.
This is verse 11 in Joshua chapter 14.
No. Read it all the way to you.
Okay. It says, And I brought him word again as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of people melt. But I wholly follow the Lord my God. And Moses sware on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever.
Which Israel was taken from the 7 other nations, greater than us, the Canaanites.
Because thou hast wholly followed the Lord my God. And now behold, the Lord hath kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old.
Now how old is that, LeJohn?
85 years old.
So he was 85 years old. Look what he got to say.
As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me.
Right, so he said, when I was 40 years old, I'm 85 years old this day, and I'm just as strong as I was when I was 40. Because of what?
As my strength was then, even so is my strength now.
Go ahead.
For war both to go out and to come in.
So he was able to be 85 years old and go out to war and fight and come back in without a scratch on him. And like ain't nothing happened. I went out and played football and I come in aching. So just imagine me going out to battle. Right. So there he had one of them men of renown. Basically, I'm giving you all an example of the men back in those days was of greater stature, and those was the giants that was on earth. Go ahead.
And that was it.
Right, okay. So that's Samuel giving the example.
Joshua.
Well, Joshua, sorry. Who was that speaking though? Read his name.
Oh, the Jephunneh, the Kenizzite.
Okay. I'm talking to the camera. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Judges. Give you an example of Samson. Everybody know the story of Samson, which was a Nazarite, which was an Israelite. You got it in here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
That's right here.
14:1.
Judges, chapter 14, verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath and saw a woman in Timnath and the daughters of the Philistines. And he came up and told his father and his mother and said,